guys, welcome back to SomeIdea. We're on the Cortina again today. As you can see, the engine is back from Saunders Engineering. The engine block has been bored out. The deck has had a bit of the engine block deck has had a bit of material taken off the top. So that's all going to help in the aid to increase some compression. But main reason that was done is because it didn't have true squareness, so it wasn't perfectly flat on the top. Over the years, obviously, where engine's running, gets hot, gets cold, the steel can get a bit distorted, or the iron or the aluminium, whatever engine it is that you've got. Yeah, but before any of that goes in, there's still plenty to do on the actual car itself. So we'll get over there and show you that now. Right guys, so today we're going to be replacing the rear shocks and springs. I've already undersealed up and above the axle, and going to start taking the wiring out from behind the dash and under the bonnet. So yeah, hopefully we can get that done and move on to the engine gearbox. Right guys, so obviously underneath the back of the car now, you can see above the rear axle, I've treated the metal to some rust proofing and some underseal. That was all done with the springs out, so that's looking nice and tidy now. So today I'm going to be replacing the shocks, putting the new rear springs in, finishing off the undersealing underneath the boot floor. As you can see, the spare wheel wells had a bit of treatment, as has the rear valance, and in the spare wheel wells as well. Looking nice and tidy. And then once the rear axle's sorted, we're going to move on to taking the prop out. Just spraying the camera up for you. There we go. So yeah, we're going to really move on to taking the prop out, getting the exhaust out, removing the wiring. There are some bits on the wire that I'm going to need to repair, so I'm going to be doing that in another video. And then potentially, if there's time, probably going to take the engine and gearbox out today as well, so hopefully it'll be quite a productive day. Alright guys, so that's the rear suspension all buttoned up. That's all on and ready to go. Although I think it's going to be sat there for a long time until it does actually go. We're going to move on to the wiring now. As you can see, I've taken some of it through already from when I was sorting out the welding in the boot floor area. So what I'm going to do on this section here, we've got our masking tape. I'll wrap some masking tape around here, and then I'll just put to the rear, so I'll know that all those plugs go to the rear. And then it's pretty self-explanatory where they all thread on through to. So that's stuff like your rear lights, the rear demister, and I think that's pretty much it. There's no speakers in the back or anything like that on this old GM of a Ford. So little top tip, so I'm going to be starting to take the instrument cluster out. I may have to drop the steering column, but we'll play that one by ear. Obviously the steering can will have to come off because there'll be plugs in there for the indicators, stalks and wiper stalks, etc. So all the little screws and whatnot. Next time you get yourself a takeaway, I'm sure you've heard of this before, but it doesn't have to be reminded. The little pots that your takeaway comes in, just keep hold of them. They're fantastic for just putting little screws in, little bits and bobs, and then they don't go rolling away and you don't lose them. Stick the lid on, little Sharpie on there, writing what it is. So yeah, I'll put you on a time lapse now, and we're going to crack on. Another top tip, when you're taking your steering wheel off, leave the nut on a couple of threads, and you can wiggle it free and it's not going to smash you in the face when it jumps off. So obviously it's on some little splines. This one's got like a little spring behind it as well by the feel of things. Again, fixing in the tub, and that's that off. So that's the instrument cluster off. Obviously I know I've unplugged it all, but it's pretty self-explanatory where everything goes, so yeah, hopefully that'll all be hunky-dory. An interesting development is that all of the wires appear to be there on the instrument cluster. Now obviously this cluster doesn't have a rev counter on it. And I have bought a rev counter cluster, so hopefully it might just be a case of plug the new cluster in and it might work. That'd be nice. Still, right, you can go over there for a minute. And let's start labelling up these wires. Right then guys, sorry about that. The camera decided it was going to have enough on the battery, so stuck it on charge for a bit and we're back up and running. So as you can see, the body loom is now out. Dash is apart and everything's disconnected. It's all a bit of a mess, but the main reason I decided to do this is because I will show you now. What English is that? Anyway, so these 4 connectors here, the main 4 connectors that go through the bulkhead into the engine bay. So you've got these 2 round connectors here that go the main part of the main wiring harness. So one of those will go to like your headlights, your indicators, all that sort of thing. The charging wire for the alternator. Actually, no, I don't think that one actually does. Anyway, moving on. And the other one is your starter motor wire, so the wire that excites the starter motor. All of those gubbins, coil, 12 volts of the coil, all of that stuff. So yeah, basically, if you're watching some of our previous episodes on the Cortina, you would have seen that the wiring looks quite burnt. Now I think what has actually happened is there's a wire that goes between this fuse box plug here. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. It's just a fuse box plug there. You can see there's some strands of wire just there. And I think there's a wire that went between this plug and this plug, because as you can see there's some strands of wire in that one there as well. Hopefully you can see that. And I think that wire is actually burnt out for whatever reason. So I need to look into the wiring diagram to see what that wire is, what its purpose is, and perhaps understand why maybe there isn't something working on the car. I mean, the only thing I didn't think was working was the rear demist on the car, so it might be a part of that, but then why would that go into the engine bay? I don't know. Yeah, so going to do some digging into that one, and as soon as I found out I shall let you guys know. But anyway, that's going to stay there for now. I'll do another video on repairing that at a later date. I've managed to get some body looms from some other Cortinas, hoping that the plugs are the same, with the same amount of wires and wires in the right place, etc. And then I'm hopefully going to chop those plugs off and then do the same on the replacement loom, and then wire them back in with some nice heat shrink connectors and some heat shrink over the top, so it looks like a nice job. Yeah, so we're now going to move in to the engine bay. I'm going to look at removing the wiring in there. I'm hoping that's going to be pretty straightforward. Might be involved like taking the radiator out, because there's a bit of wiring that goes in front of the radiator for the horn and the radiator fan. Even though it's not a standard electric fan on this, it's got, someone's fitted a Ken Low, you know, the thermostat into the water hose jobby in the past. It's going to have a proper thermostat on one of the radiator pipes once I've got the new engine in. Yeah, so let's take you on through to the engine bay, and I'll see you there in a second. Right then, so yeah, here we are in the engine bay. There isn't actually that much in terms of wiring under here. You've got the main loom that comes in on those 2 connectors that I was showing you inside the car. So these are the 2 that get connected to those through sort of little holes in the bulkhead down here. Obviously you've got your main fuse box, that's feeding this, that and the other. For a blower motor, obviously you've got the coil down just below where you are. But yeah, we're going to take this loom out now, which probably will involve taking the radiator out, so going to make a mess. And then hopefully for the remainder of the day I'm probably going to pull the engine and gearbox out, because why not? We're making massive progress. We can get all the stuff out of here, start tidying up the engine bay, giving it some wide wheel, give it some primer loving. Now I'm going to satin black the whole engine bay. I'm not going to go back body colour with it. Don't ask me why, it's just what I've decided to do. So yeah, we'll crack on getting this wiring loom out. Hopefully you're still with us and tagging along for the ride. Oh! Fuck. There's my fucking camera. Fuck off, nearly again. I know, I'll put it in a battery tray, that'll work, won't it? Yeah. There we go, look at that. Oh, that's... Right, so we've been joined by Dad now, and he knows these cars like the back of his hand. So he's been cracking on taking the prop out and undoing the gearbox, taking the exhaust off, whilst I've been doing the radiator and the wiring. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have the engine and box out today. It wasn't the original plan. I mean, it was a hope, but I can definitely say now it's definitely going to be out today. It's not far off. We've just got a few more pipes to go. Obviously still labelling out the wiring as I'm going, ready to pull that out. But yeah, we're not far off. Dad's enjoying himself down there on the floor where I'm doing gearbox bolts, so that's where he likes to be. Sweet, catch you in a bit. Right, so just a few things to take out now. I'm just about to take the speedo cable out of the side of the gearbox. Already got the reverse light switch wiring taken off, which I'm pretty sure is the same as the Type 9 box, which will be good. We've just got to take the gear stick off after that, and then I'm going to drop it down slightly, let some more oil come out, hopefully, and then we can remove the mount and get the box out. Right, so we've got the gearbox out. As you can see, there's a big hole down the back of the engine where that would have been, and Dad just undoing the two lower engine mount bolts and knocking tools off the car. And yeah, once those two are done, we can get the crane in, get the engine lifting eyes on the engine. I've got some new ones because there wasn't any on the engine when I got hold of the car. Yeah, we'll get them on and lift the engine out. But I'm going to put you on the bin over there so you're out of the way. Here we go. so there's nothing holding the engine in now. It's literally just a case of putting the engine crane on the lifting arms, bolted the lifting arms onto the engine, and then lift it out. And it'll be empty for a few weeks, maybe more. Tighten the engine bay up. Just trying to think of things to say whilst I'm pumping this crane up, really. Right then, so as you just saw, the engine is now out, as you could probably tell, because I'm sat where it usually is. Does that make me an engine? I don't know, might do. I suppose if I ran fast enough it would be, wouldn't it? But we've also taken a few of the panels off in the engine bay round the back. So I've taken off the heater box, and I'm pleased to say there's just dirt and stuff around in there, because I was expecting to find some rust. So yeah. Very nice indeed, and all behind of that is all looking good as well. Much the same behind the wiper motor. Just get this earth strap out of the way. So yeah, behind the wiper motor is all looking good. It's just some dirt and stuff that needs to be taken up and cleaned away. And again, up beside that side of the wiper linkage and in the scuttle, it's all looking relatively good. I'm going to take the brake servo and the master cylinder out now. I've just loosened off the pipe down to the offside front and up on the master cylinder, because it's had a brake fluid leak, and this is the remnants of all that. So this is all going to get wire wheeled up. The subframe is going to come out. That's going to get all hammer-righted up and looked all nice. Then we're going to wire wheel it all in the tunnel, give out a bit of a spraying up or a slapping up on the seal, because it needs wire wheeling on, like the gearbox mounts there. They're looking a bit worse for wear, if you can see that on the camera there. So the light's not too bad. But yeah, I think for this video that is around about it. So thank you very much for joining us. Thanks Dad to his help. You just see him in the background there. Let's see, look, he's been great help today. He cut his teeth on these old motors, so he's loving it just as much as I am. But yeah, it's we're getting there. The mechanical stuff is happening. The welding is done. There is still some bodywork stuff to do, but I'm going to do that later on. I want to get it all sorted under the engine bay, get the engine in, get it running. Order a prop, because I can't just order one of those because I don't know what length it is I need, unless one of you guys know that. If you've done this conversion before, 2 litre with a Type 9 into a Mk5 Cortina with a cone rear axle, if you know the length of prop I need, then let us know, then I can get one ordered up, and then it won't be such a wait once I've got it all in to get it done. But yeah, as I said, if you haven't liked already, please give us a like and a subscribe. Check out some of our other videos. George has been doing a fair bit on the K100, and he's also got some new content for a Yamaha R1 and a Triumph Sprint, which he's getting up and running, which is looking quite good. And also last weekend just gone, I spent that at the Jersey Rally over in Jersey, obviously. So yeah, we've done a video on that, which is doing quite well. So yeah, if you're into your rallying, go and check that out. But yeah, apart from that, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.